Good morning, everybody. We are less than a week away from dove season kicking off, and I'm getting pumped. And it's time to get out and really find the birds, find the fields, and get on a good dove hunt on the opener on Tuesday. So I scouted a field yesterday. I didn't bring the camera. I just wanted to check things out. And the two fields I looked at, they looked great. I mean, the sunflowers matured, they mowed them, and there were doves in the fields. So I'm heading down to another place that I know about that I really enjoy hunting, and I hope it's the same there. I remember checking things out at both places before they mowed down the sunflowers. So the place we're going to looks better than the one that I looked at yesterday, if that makes any sense at all. I'm hoping I got good luck on my side to find a good dove feed, and we got plenty of different fields to go look at, and hopefully one of them is decent. I'm just a little bit concerned about the weather. We're gonna have a cold front day the day before the season opens, so I don't know if my scouting today is gonna really help much or not, but it's gonna give me a good idea to base things off of, because I don't think I'll be able to scout the Monday before season opens. So we'll just use today and go from there. We'll be looking for doves, and I might poke around, see if I can find some teal, maybe lingering around somewhere, get an idea, but this will be a fun day. We're at dove field number 1 here that we're checking out for today. I've seen probably like 3 or 4 doves. I'm walking through, just trying to see if I can kick some up and get an idea if there's any birds feeding in here. That's the biggest sign for me, is if you don't see anything like on power lines or flying by the road, go out into the field, walk through a little bit, and see if you kick some up, and that'll give you a pretty good idea of what's in the field feeding, which will generally be coming back into the field the morning of your hunt. I haven't seen a whole heck of a lot in here. Oh, there's a bunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5. So I've seen like 8, 9 doves so far. I'm hoping here within the next few days we'll get a little push of doves coming in. Got a cold day the day before dove season. Hopefully that brings some more in. Yeah, there's a few doves in here. I think this would be a spot you could probably scratch out a few, and I'll keep that in mind when I'm looking for a spot to hunt. But spot number 1, it's been mowed. It's got some strips coming through it. Good place to hunt. Lots of cover to hide in. Lots of places to set up your decoys, set out your mojos. I think this looks like a pretty decent spot. Something when you're scouting a dove field, you want to find, what part of the field are the doves mainly going to, and what routes do the doves fly to go into the field. So like looking like gaps of trees, or if they're coming in down by the road, how many are hanging out on the power lines by the road. All those kind of factors are what goes into my mind, thinking, where do I need to set up in this ginormous sunflower field to have the best success? So once you figure out the flight patterns and where the birds like to be, you can generally find a pretty decent spot to sit in the dove field. This field's pretty big, so I think it'll hold a lot of hunters. Birds will kind of bounce around getting shot at on opening day, and I'm hoping for a good one this year. But I've seen what I need to see here. There's a handful of doves. I'm sure there's probably about 30, 40, 50 around using this field. So off to spot number 2. There goes a dove. We're at field number 2, and I've already seen a few doves flying around out there. Just kicked this one up here. This one's pretty big too. I mean, this is a giant sunflower field. I love the way that they mow the strips in here and leave pretty thick ones. I've seen some really thin strips of sunflowers for people to hide in at other spots. This looks really good, and already seeing some birds flying through the field. This one's awesome. I really like this one, and the reason why they mow it is, one, it's easier to find the birds when you shoot them, but what it does when you mow it, it scatters all the seeds from the sunflowers. Like if you look here, here's the head of a sunflower. If you start breaking it open, all the seeds and stuff come out of it, and it scatters them all over the ground, and then the doves come in and pick it up. So we'll see if we can kick something up in here and get an idea of how many birds are in this field. there's so many spots for me to scout. It's hard for me to get them all at like first light when all the birds are coming in. So just kind of doing this late morning scout, coming through, finding what kind of stragglers are hanging out in the field, and go from there. But the size of these fields, I mean, you can fit so many hunters in here, which is great, because I know a lot of times in dove fields you get a lot of hunters and it just feels really crowded. But having a bigger field like this, I love it. It's going to be able to hold a lot of people, give a lot of people shooting opportunities, and just really give everybody their own space. Field number 3, and it's not looking so hot. It's a little tall. I mean, you sit down here, I mean, yeah, you'll get those crossing shots up above you and maybe coming in front of you, but being able to see around you, yeah, that's not gonna happen with all this other stuff growing up in here, which is kind of a shame. It looks like a really good field, but that's just kind of how it goes. Oh, there goes a dove. I remember a few years ago they were roosted up in this tree over here, and that was a good spot to sit. I don't think it clears up at all throughout this whole thing. Darn it. I've got another field. I think I've got 2 or 3 more fields to check. I think I'll cross this one off the list. Unless it gets loaded, but even then, it'd be a tough hunt. This field looks a lot better. What is this, field number 4 now? Looks a lot better, and not seeing as many birds. And I don't know if it's just because there's no birds in the area here, or if it's just kind of getting later in the morning and they're all kind of hanging out in the trees or going to get a drink of water or something. So great habitat. It looks awesome, as you guys can see. I mean, a lot better than that last one we looked at. You can see across the field. Nothing's really taller than the sunflowers, so that's nice. Not super thick to where if you shoot a bird you can't find it. It looks really good. We got lots of sunflower seeds everywhere. Big heads on these sunflowers. Everything looks great to make it work out, but not seeing the birds. So got Mr. Hayden over here with me with his grandpa goggles on. He had cataract surgery. We also got Boone. What's up, Boone?
Real enthusiastic.
Hayden just got that dog. What was it, a month ago now?
Yeah.
About a month ago. It's gonna be his new duck hunting dog, new buddy. But hopefully we find a good feed within the next few days before season opens. Everything looks great. We got tons of habitat, lots of places to hunt, but we're just kind of short on the birds right now. Got 2 more fields, 1 or 2 more fields to check out and see what they look like. I always like getting a lay of the land. Even if I don't see birds, I like seeing what habitat looks like, where are the good places to hide and hunt, and just narrow my options. Because like right now, I had so many options, and after doing the scouting trip, I've kind of narrowed it down to, you know, from like 6, 7, 8 fields down to like maybe 4 or 5. So that definitely helps. Everything's kind of starting to look the same at this point. Not seeing a whole lot of birds. I mean, it's about 10:30 in the morning, so you know, it's kind of hard to find birds when it's that late in the morning, but all of these fields look like they have some decent potential. This one's a little overgrown with some ragweed, as you guys can see behind me, but we got good strips mowed through, we got tons of sunflowers, lots of feed. All we need is the birds to show at this point, and got my fingers crossed that cold on Monday brings some in. But overall, I don't know exactly where to go at this point. I don't have any bead on the birds. Everything looks decent. I feel like if I set up in any of these fields I've looked at today, I will at least shoot 1 or 2 birds. Like, there's no doubt in my mind about that. It's just finding the field where, you know, you'll shoot 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe a limit. That's the tricky part. So, gotta keep the eyes peeled, keep on scouting, and hopefully find something. But habitat looks amazing down here, and I cannot wait for opening day. It's gonna be a blast. You feel me? Everything looks good, but birds need to show.
For what my cataracts can see.
Yeah, it's cataracts. You're an old man.
Tell you what, man, 23 doesn't get easy on you. Bald, cataracts.
Bald and cataract, and you got the grandpa glasses.
It's a tough life.
Look at this guy.
It's nice circle glasses with the blinders on the side. It's great stuff. Don't get older.
Dude, you look like you're 40.
I feel 40 too. Just the fit is just a 40-year-old. I'm a dad of one. You know, got to buy insurance now.
Tough life.
It's tough. Getting old sucks.
You like that, buddy? Dogs always like the camera. Well, just got home a little while ago, and I think I saw everything that I needed to see when it comes down to the dove fields. I'm getting pretty excited about it. I really hope we get some more birds moving in. We just need a couple more cold days. Like, it's a high of 98 today, high of like a real feel of like 101 tomorrow, and then the temps are going to start dropping all the way up to the opener. Looks like there's a chance of rain for the opener too, which I'm not looking forward to that. Rain on opening day is no fun, but I'll be out there for sure. I don't know. It's a crapshoot at this point. Everything looks great. I just don't know what fields are holding the birds, so I got to really get out and scout some more and hopefully figure something out. But until then, we'll just play it by ear and hopefully something comes together. I got jalapenos growing on my jalapeno plant, ready for those little nuggets of goodness we call dove. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to help support the Flyways Collective, got the Flyways Collective hat on. I'll leave a link to the Flyways Collective website down in the description, as well as my website. If you want to pick up a Spoonies Bro hat or a Mallory's Bro hat, that is down there as well. But that is all I've got for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will catch you on the next one.